Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Jeffrey Epstein Show. I'm your host, BobbyCapucci, and this is Daily Drop number 40. All right, so before we get started, I just want to let you guys know that I have a new email address for you guys to contact me. That email address is my name, BobbyCapucci, BobbyCapucci, at protonmail.com. Proton's a bit more of a secure location for you to contact me. A bit more encrypted, certainly more encrypted than Gmail or Yahoo or any of the other CIA-type operations they have running around. So, without further ado, now that that's out of the way, we'll jump into our articles. The first one is from the Washington Examiner, and it talks about why ABC News hasn't explained the whole entire Epstein situation yet. Why they haven't explained covering up the story, why they haven't explained cracking down on the whistleblower. So let's see what the Examiner has to say, shall we? The headline is, ABC News still hasn't explained why it protected Jeffrey Epstein or why it retaliated against the alleged whistleblower. It has been 8 days since the public first learned from a leaked video of journalist Amy Robach that ABC News executives in 2016 spiked her reporting on high-powered, globe-trotting pedophile Jeffrey Epstein and his network of well-connected sexual predators. It's a good question, right? That's the same question all of us are asking. Why would you spike that story? Why? And if you guys took a look at the nonsense they had running on the TV all day today, if that's worthy of all this hubbub, you don't think that these girls and basically our whole entire institution is worth that? These people shouldn't be brought in front of Congress? Lady G and the rest of the bunch that are still around? It has been 7 days since the public first learned that ABC conspired with CBS News to have an individual fired from her job with the latter because ABC suspected that she is the one who leaked the video. Again, how dare they? How dare ABC and CBS hop around and talk about this whistleblower and behind the scenes collude to get rid of somebody who they believed was the whistleblower? It has been 5 days since the public first heard from the former CBS producer Ashley Bianco that she was not the individual responsible for leaking ABC's archival footage of Robach. And again, that just goes to show you the knee-jerk reaction at these media corporations. They talk a big game, but when it comes down to it and it's their own product on the line, they're the first ones to try and root out whoever they perceive is a whistleblower, whoever they perceive is hurting their product, whoever they perceive might cause them harm. When in reality, whoever the whistleblower ignatus, whoever the whistleblower is, what they really did was they're actually helping you, ABC. You should be thankful that somebody had the courage to do this. It has been 1 day since the public first learned that ABC is still hunting for the real leaker, who is apparently still employed by the network, and that top executives are reportedly freaking out over the anonymous employee's secret identity. In all this time, ABC has refused to provide the public with a credible or reasonable explanation for any of its actions. The news network has yet to explain beyond offering dubious, boilerplate statements about editorial standards, difficult to swallow given how this, and this apparently met ABC's rigorous editorial standards. Those are hyperlinks inside of the story, and like usual, this link will be there for you in the description. You just click on it, and you can go and check out these hyperlinks, and you can follow it the way you want to follow it. Why it quashed Robach's reporting on Epstein, even though she claims she had plane logs, pictures, and everything for the story. That's what we call receipts, right? She has those. They never had anything of the sort from Blasey Ford, but yet they tried to destroy Kavanaugh's life. And again, if you're just tuning in, this has nothing to do with politics. It really has nothing to do with politics. It has to do with the gotchaism of the media, and it has to do with their bias. It doesn't make you a partisan when you point that out. What it does is it makes you somebody who is aware of what's going on. And if you're aware of what's going on, then you can't be baited into their nonsense. And the news network has yet to explain why it is putting so much more effort into flushing out the leaker, going so far as to get a rival network to fire one of its own employees than it ever put into flushing out the alleged head of global network of child sex abusers. And it's a very good point, right? We've talked about this. You're putting in so much effort to go after this whistleblower. You didn't even put in one iota of effort to go after Epstein's peoples, right? You didn't even. Who is Epstein? This is a stupid story. We don't even know who Epstein is. Durr, brr. Yeah, right. Shut up. Nobody believes you. ABC News chief, whoever you are, editorial dork. Nobody believes you. All right? You're busy playing, pat ass out here, tap ass in the park, and you got a child sex trafficking ring right underneath your nose. Are you stupid, or are you being willfully blind? I cannot stress enough just how big of a media scandal this is. ABC News spiked a story about a prolific pedophile and his cohort because, according to the journalist whose coverage was killed, the report implicated a member of the royal family, and the news network was hungry for an exclusive interview with Prince William and Catherine, Duchess of Cambridge. Look, all these people that fawn over these royals, they probably couldn't even point out on a map where any of these people are from. Duchess of York, Duchess of Cambridge, Duchess of this, Duke of that. All right, that's all fine and well if we're talking about the Battle of Crecy, or the 100-Year War, or the War of the Flowers. But it really means nothing in this day and age, right? Why should the media care if they have access to these knuckleheads? There is no version of reality where ABC does not look evil in this. Let me repeat that. There is no version of reality where ABC does not look evil in this, and it's fact. ABC looks horrible in this. Talk about having egg on your face. This entire episode is about much, much more than a report failing to meet the network's editorial standards. The way things look, ABC is involved in a far-ranging conspiracy to protect child abusers. If ABC News were a Catholic priest, it would surely be indicted. Let that sink in for a minute. And it's true. How is ABC News, who is basically, like I've been talking about since the very beginning, before any of this even broke, before any of this was in the mainstream, I was calling all of these people enablers, right? Because guess what? Sometimes things don't pass the smell test. Sometimes things do not pass the smell test. And there are all sorts of things that I've been passed off to me that I can't verify, so therefore I don't run. And let me tell you something. There is so much more around this story. There are so many more people involved in this story that when it all finally breaks, when it all finally comes out in court during a discovery phase, it's going to blow the socks off of people that haven't been following the case. It's going to just blow the socks off of people. And I just can't wait for that day. I can't wait for the day that these people have to just chew on their own crow. It is on ABC to dispel that notion. The network's strategy for dealing with this scandal appears to be to batten down the hatches and wait for things to blow over. The network is depending on silence from the rest of the corporate news media and the likelihood that the public will forget about this Epstein business and move on. Don't let it happen. Well, you don't got to worry about us, Washington Examiner. We will not let it happen. That's what we do here. That's all we do here. We focus on this case and we focus on where it's going and the different ways it's been branching out, and boy oh boy, if you've been here from the beginning, you know what I'm talking about. There are many layers to this case, many layers, and every single day, it seems that the rabbit hole gets deeper. It seems that we come to a new point where we think we're starting to come to a little bit of a understanding of what's going on, and then bam, a whole new area opens up for us to explore. Pretty crazy. Our next article is from the Daily Wire, and it's about one of the congressmen today, Paul Gosar, who dropped a clever Epstein didn't kill himself meme. So he did it during the Democrats' impeachment inquiry, and it was pretty clever. So I'm going to go ahead and read that for you guys here. And the headline is, Congressman drops epic Epstein didn't kill himself meme during impeachment hearing. Arizona Republican Representative Paul Gosar dropped a clever Epstein didn't kill himself meme during House Democrats' impeachment inquiry hearing on Wednesday, releasing a series of tweets where the first letter in each tweet spelled out the phrase, Ever since Epstein died several weeks ago, people have found ways to work the Epstein didn't kill himself meme into normal, everyday occurrences, but few, if any, has been as clever as Gosser's meme, which the Daily Wire is the first to report. Below are Gosser's tweets as they appear on his Twitter account from top to bottom. The tweets call attention to facts surrounding Democrats' partisan impeachment hearing. The Daily Wire has added emphasis to the first letter of each tweet so it's easier to view. Alright, so the first tweet. Evidence, of a link between foreign aid and political investigation simply does not exist. The longer this circus continues, the clearer it becomes that President Trump has done absolutely nothing wrong. P. President Trump voluntarily chose to release the transcript of his phone call, which clearly shows he did nothing wrong. This impeachment circus is a total sham, and Adam Schiff is the clown at the center of it all. S. Schiff's star witness is crumbling under pressure. He wasn't listening to the phone call, and he has never met President Trump. T. The Democrat-led impeachment inquiry is falling apart. Their star witness have no direct knowledge of the July phone call. No wonder they tried to hide the sham behind closed doors in the basement of the Capitol. E. Every aspect of the Democrats' impeachment inquiry is a sham. It started with coordination with the whistleblower and Adam Schiff. Then Schiff held secret hearings in the Capitol basement. Now he's trying to control the very questions asked of the witnesses in the public hearings. I. It's nothing more than a game of telephone. These witnesses have no first-hand knowledge. N. No quid pro quo. No pressure. The transcript released by President Trump shows us that, and President Zelensky himself has confirmed it. D. Democrats are so desperate to impeach President Trump, the very first witness they call are lifelong bureaucrats of the D.C. swamp who aren't even first-hand witnesses. A total sham. I. It is abundantly clear that the Democrats hate Donald Trump more than they love America. D. Donald Trump did nothing wrong except defeat the chosen one, Hillary Clinton, in 2016, and Democrats still haven't gotten over it yet. N. Neither Ambassador Taylor nor George Kent are direct witnesses. This is just more hearsay from bureaucrats of the D.C. swamp. T. The testimony of George Kent proves career bureaucrats have long sought to undermine President Trump's foreign policy agenda, a responsibility of the president alone to implement. Kent is not even a direct witness. K. Kent is currently reading his opening statement. It's worth remembering Kent is not a direct witness, and Kent had no direct knowledge of U.S. aid being connected to any investigation. I. In response to Representative Jim Jordan, Adam Schiff claims he doesn't know the identity of the whistleblower. If he doesn't know their identity, how will he prevent them from being named? L. Let the facts speak for themselves. Call shows no discussion for military aid or conditionality. Both Trump and Zelensky said there was no pressure. Ukraine did not know aid hadn't been released. Aid was released. L. Lying to the American people has become a pattern for Adam Schiff. He claimed to have evidence of Russian collusion, read a fake transcript of President Trump's phone call, and was caught red-handed coordinating with the whistleblower. H. Hillary Clinton and the DNC funded a foreign spy with the sole purpose of digging up dirt on President Trump ahead of the election. I. It's clear the Democrats' impeachment hoax fails on both process and substance. Liberals are still upset that Hillary Clinton was beaten so badly by President Trump. M. Maxine Waters has called for impeachment since 2017. It was never about collusion or Ukraine. Democrats were always going to try to impeach President Trump. S. Schiff has approved just 3 of the 9 witnesses sought by Republicans. He is trying to hide the truth from the American people. A Democrat-led coup happening right before our eyes. E. Even the New York Times claims the Democrats are using the Ukraine hoax as a do-over for their failed Russian collusion narrative to bring down President Trump. L. Let's be clear. Democrats only came to Congress to impeach President Trump. It's time to fight back. F. Finally, Adam Schiff's sham impeachment inquiry comes out of the shadows. The American people will see it for what it is, a partisan sham. The fact is, President Trump did not commit any high crimes or misdemeanors. So, it's put away all the politics, all right? Who cares about any of that crap? That's all nonsense from both sides, all right? Both sides of the aisle, it's all political theater. We all know that it's all nonsense. But the fact that Paul Gosser has the audacity to drop an Epstein didn't kill himself meme so cleverly, that got to be commended, right? You got to give him some props for that. That's pretty funny. Each letter of the tweet spells out Epstein didn't kill himself, that is some pretty funny stuff if you ask me. And you know what? Like I said, anything that keeps Epstein's name in the media is good for the case. It's good for the story, and it's good that for these girls, right? The whole idea is for them to get justice, for them to be able to finally have the justice that they so deserve, and to see the other people that were involved face the music. No more hiding, no more scurrying amongst the dark. The curtain has been pulled back for everybody to see. Everybody's on board now. Nobody believes that Epstein killed himself, right? It's not just a meme like New York Mag wants to talk about. That's just not the case. That's scratching the surface. That's not understanding the nuances of the situation. And that's typical of the mainstream media. They're basically just activists, like I said. The legacy media have turned into activists, and it's always funny to me when you see something like this congressman drop something like this because, the media has zero. They have zero. They don't have a leg to stand on at this point when it comes to credibility. Everything they do or talk about is basically a lie. So why would anyone believe them? That's what I'm asking you folks. Why would anyone believe them? Why would any of you believe them? I know I don't, hardly about anything. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not running around here talking about Bigfoot and all of that jazz, but I'm talking about when it comes to this sort of stuff, when it comes to this kind of corruption, anyone who doesn't think that the government is arm deep in corruption at all levels, you're very naive. You're very, very, very naive if that's what you believe. And hopefully, listening to this show and other shows and researching for yourself, you end up red pilling and you understand eventually what's truly going on around you. All right, folks. I hope everybody enjoyed the Daily Drop. I'll be back tomorrow with another one, and let's see where this goes. Right? Some days we have 3, 4, 5 stories that pop up. Other days we have nothing. But what is very clear to me is that this story is not going anywhere, and neither are we. Like I say, I refuse to be a subject. I'm a citizen, and I know everybody listening to this show, that's what you are as well. So let's keep up the good fight, and let's rage against the machine together.